welcome to Late Night with Bridget and Holly. I'm your host, Bridget.
And I'm your host, Holly.
And y'all, today our topic is just random thoughts. Anyhow, before we get into that, make sure you like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell here on YouTube or listen to us on any of your favorite podcast channels. We're available every Tuesday and Friday at 11 p.m. And if we're not there on your favorite podcast channel, reach out to me and I will get us on there. But anyhow, how's your day today, Holly?
It's going good. It's going good. I'm at work already, just chilling, and we're slow. So I was like, let's do a podcast. Y'all like my pretty background at work? Okay.
Yes,
This is
it's
actually my storage room that leads to um the dressing room that we don't use anymore. Ever since COVID, we don't let people try anything on anymore.
Oh, gotcha, gotcha,
So
gotcha.
it's become nothing but storage. Nothing but storage. What have you been doing this morning?
Not much. That's what I was going to say. We're actually doing this podcast. We're recording this early, guys. So I was going to come on here and say, "Welcome to Good Morning with Bridget and
We need to start doing that. Good morning, we're Bridget and Holly when we do our daytime shows. That's when,
I."
because 95% of the time, y'all, hell, I'd be willing to say 98% of the time, it is always at night when we do it. We have good intentions on both of us to do them early in the day, but we're just so busy. And it sucks because me and Bridget be going to bed a little early now instead of staying up all night. And that just like folds it over to where we're done.
Yeah. Maybe I'll get back on my schedule. I don't know. It's weird. I've
But
never
you're
went to
on a
bed
good,
early.
yeah, but you're on a good schedule though. And you, like, we both stayed up late, but you really stayed up late.
Hmm.
Like you wouldn't be going to bed till like 4 or 5 and 6 o'clock in the morning almost every night.
I know.
And I bet you feel a lot better though, don't you?
Not really.
Oh, you ain't notice a difference?
She went, oh, no, not really.
Yeah,
Not
I
really.
thought
I,
maybe she
I
would have noticed a difference.
No, not really. I think it's where I've took all these camping trips, and when I take these camping trips, it's
Yes.
like for a solid week. Or on vacation, Mr. Ronnie wakes me up to crack acetone, and then we go all day, and by the end of the day, I'm exhausted. And I started noticing, I think that was my problem as why I stayed up so late because y'all, I am self professed lazy. I am probably the laziest person I know. I don't like to do jack shit. Okay. And so I would tend to lay in the bed till 1, 2 o'clock in the day, and then I'd get up, maybe make me something to eat, piddle around the house, start a load of laundry, come back to bed, lay in the bed for a while. So I spent a lot of the majority of my days in bed, and so I think when it come nighttime, I hadn't done anything to be tired. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
And
I
you're like
have
ready to tackle
learned.
on the world then.
Yeah, I have learned get up, get busy, do stuff all day. And I've been telling you I've had some crazy busy days. And so by the time it's 10 or 11 o'clock at night, I'm like, I'm exhausted. I'm ready to go to sleep. So I think that's just my problem.
It probably is because it does take you a hot minute. Because usually it will be a trip and it will be a long time for y'all to take a trip, but now it's like a lot of trips close knit together. So I think like during the winter after y'all's last trip, as winter approaches, you'll be back to your old schedule. I mean, I feel a little bit better going to sleep early and not staying up late, but I miss it. And I don't know what it is, but anybody that knows me, they'll tell you I even though I do sleep and take naps and stuff, I don't like sleep. I fight it, and I don't know if I'm scared I'm gonna miss something or what. But it's like at nighttime, I come to life. Like that's when I want to craft. I want to be up and be busy and just play games on my iPad. Like nighttime is my time,
Yeah,
but I'll be so exhausted because I get up at 6:30 in the morning, no matter how many hours of sleep that I've had,
yeah,
which makes me okay at 2 o'clock. God, I need to take me a 30-minute nap or an hour nap, or it'll be 9 o'clock at night, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do this, and then I'll sit on the couch and I'll fall asleep, and I wake up and it's 1 o'clock in the morning, and by then you're already in the bed. It's too late to podcast, too late to color, too late to jungle gin. So I'm just sitting there on my iPad watching TV and playing my games. It's
yeah.
my sleep is all jacked up. It's all jacked up. I
And
hate it.
I don't know why I laugh, but I we gonna have to agree to disagree on that one because I think your ass loves sleep. That's all you ever
No,
do.
you think I do, but you're not realizing the sleep that I get at nighttime. I'm not getting like 5, 6, 7, and 8 hours of sleep that most people get. I'm lucky to get 2, 3, maybe 4. So then when I go to sleep earlier in the day, that's me just like my body is exhausted. So I take all these little naps, but then they hurt me because at nighttime when I've done that, then I'm up late and I'm like, well, shit, I can't go to bed. Because you've
Yeah,
seen those nights where I'm like, damn, Bridget, I took a 2 hour nap. I ain't going to get to sleep tonight. I'm going to be up till 3 o'clock in the morning. And I do. And then I
yeah.
go to sleep and I wake up and it's 5:30 and I'm like, oh my God, I'll
Well, to
try and
get
go
your
back to
sleep
sleep.
schedule worked out, you need to do like me. You need to get up, stay busy all day. Don't let yourself take any naps, and you'll be exhausted that night. And then get in the habit of doing that every single day.
Yeah. And I've tried it a couple of times and it has worked. But there'll be times where I'll just fight through it. And I'm like, no, no, don't go to sleep. Don't go to sleep. You want to do this. You want to do that. I don't know. I don't know. I've always been like that, even when I was younger.
That's the
I've
reason I think she likes sleep, y'all, because every time I message her and I don't hear back for an hour or two, I said, her damn ass is asleep. And it'd be
yeah.
all day during the day. Then at night, you know, 9, 10 o'clock at night, she drops off. I don't hear from her for hours, and I'm she's asleep. She's asleep. So
And then I wake up
that's the
at one
reason I
thirty in
think
the
she
morning.
loves sleep.
And then I wake up at 1:30 in the morning and I'll send Bridget a voice memo. Bessie, I'm so sorry. I fell asleep. You probably asleep right now. I'm so sorry, but I'm up. I don't know when I'm gonna go back to bed. And I'll be up for hours. And then I'll finally be like, okay, you got to lay down and get you like 2 or 3 hours of sleep. Like, I don't know. I don't. I wish our body didn't need sleep.
Yeah, I know.
I wish, because
Ruger's
I'd
looking
stay
at
up
me.
all the time.
Ruger's looking at me. Did you cut your eye? Did you cut your eye? Oh my
Roo,
god.
roo. Bridget is so funny because my little setup
Uh huh.
is I've got my Ohuhu markers turned on their side, and I got me 4 movies from where I work at. You know what kind of movies they are,
Porn
stacked up.
movies.
Yep, so I would have the perfect height for our podcast. Because I forgot my tripod this morning. I
You need to
forgot it.
get you a little. You need to get you a small. Like I'm gonna show you the perfect thing you need to get. I got it
Send
on
it
the
to me.
TikTok shop. I got it on the
Oh,
TikTok shop, and it. I mean, it is like this thin, this long, and it extends into a tripod with a light and everything.
really?
I mean, you could throw this thing in your purse.
Oh, you got to see me that because that would be perfect to keep up here for that.
Yes, it would.
For when
Yes,
we
it
do
would.
podcasts. That would be
Mm-hmm.
awesome.
Yep.
So, we we go this a air when
And probably next week, next or
ne-
the week. Yeah, probably next week.
next week.
Unless I move the shows around after we record some more shows. I like to put the most interesting shows first.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea to do that because I was gonna say we could tell people about like talk about like some Halloween stuff and are we gonna do a Halloween show this year?
I think so, yeah. Remember we dressed up? Didn't we dress up last year?
That was for the 80s.
Oh, the 80s. Oh,
We
okay.
wanted to, but we didn't end up dressing up
You
because
was
it was just
probably
too much.
asleep. You was probably
Ha!
asleep.
No, my sleep's gotten worse this year. Hands down, it's gotten worse this year. But I think a lot of it too is my shot makes me sick all the time. And I'm always not feeling good. And when you don't feel good, you want to just close your eyes for a few and hope when you wake up you feel better, which is a 50-50. 50-50
That's the
for
kiss
me.
of death for Holly. If she closes her eyes and props her feet up, she's done.
I'm done. But never for long though. It's never for like all night. It's only just for like anywhere from 30 minutes to maybe about an hour to maybe 2, and then I'm up again.
So
But it's
I want to ask
unhappy
our
time.
audience. I want to ask our audience. I mean, you clearly hear that we have some really fucked up sleeping schedules. You know what I'm saying? You clearly hear like we're either up all night or we get up too early during the day or we take tons of naps. Like, are y'all like that too? Is that everybody? Or is there anybody out there that's like, oh no, I go to bed. I go to bed. Now I have a friend, Angie. She goes to bed at like 8 o'clock at night and she's up at 4 o'clock in the morning. And that's her schedule every single
What?
time. Yes.
I mean, she's
Yeah.
clocking 8 hours of sleep.
Probably more than that. What? Well, if she goes to
8
bed
to
at 8,
4.
she probably don't. She probably don't fall asleep for
That's
30
eight
minutes to
hours of
1 hour.
sleep.
Yeah, I would
Well,
say,
she's
yeah,
yeah, 8 p.m. to 4 a.m. is 8 hours. So she's going to sleep at about 8:30. Then she's still getting 7.5.
yeah.
But that's good because they recommend you getting. I don't know. It's mixed up because
That's not true. There was a new study come out. You know how they'll tell you, and y'all can relate to this. You'll get one study that says you need to do this, and then another study comes out and says no, 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 don't do that. That's not good for you. Do this, and it's always changing. Well, now they come
yeah.
out with a study that said optimal sleep is between 4 to 6 hours a night. That people do not need 8 hours. It actually makes you more
See,
groggy.
yeah, that's what I saw, and everybody always fusses at me, and they're like, "You need at least 7 to 8 hours of sleep," because there are times where I will get 5 hours of sleep, and I've told you, I feel rested.
Yeah,
And I won't even nap that day and can still stay up at night.
yeah,
Like it's I don't know, it's weird. Some people think you need to clock them 8 hours, but I feel like I don't know. 5 hours is good for me. six
yeah,
hours at the most.
yeah,
I ain't trying to push it and sleep my whole entire life away because there's
yeah.
things I want to do. But we should have just called this the sleep show today. This is
we'll
what
we'll
we've been
we'll talk
talking
about some
about.
other stuff, but I do think it's interesting. But technically at the recommended 8 hours of sleep per night, do you realize that that's a third of your life? Do you realize? Let's put that in numbers. If you live to be 90, it means you slept for 30 years
See, that's
straight
crazy. That means you've missed 30 years of your life.
sleeping.
And I don't want to do that. Like, I ain't trying to like jinx it or nothing, but I feel like you'll get enough sleep
Yeah,
when lights out.
yeah,
But I want to enjoy it while I can. I don't want it to make me unhealthy or
yeah.
anything like that, but I got to get on a good pattern.
So if you could make a wish, like Genie wish, ding, how many hours a day do you wish you could sleep and feel rested and still have that balance to where you enjoy life, but you get enough sleep too? Like if we had a magic number, we could say to a genie, a sleep genie, like I just want to sleep 2 hours a day and make me feel rest of that time, and then the rest of your day you have to yourself. Would you want it to be two, three, four? How many hours a day would you like to sleep?
I'd say four.
Four?
I'd say four, at the most five. But
Yeah,
I think 4 hours, as long as that wouldn't affect my health and stuff like that, I'd say I'm good with 4 to 5 hours. What
yeah.
would you say?
Two.
Two?
I would tell the sleep genie, just give me 2 hours of sleep, make me feel great. Because then I would have 22 hours of my life left. Now let's put that in numbers of the years again. That would end up being it's I don't know the math on that. Fuck it.
Well,
I
let's
did a
see.
math.
That would be you are 52 or 53.
Well, let's just say you live to do where you live to be 90. If you live to be 90 and
So
you
you do
slept only two
90,
hours
be
a day, you'd have
180 hours. Oh, wait, no, not a day. I did it by year. Oh, whoa. Well, yeah, that's just too much. It'd be in the thousands and thousands and
yeah,
thousands, but
we that's what I'm saying. We ain't no mathematicians. Anyhow, it would be a whole lot less than the third
I'm
of your
quick with
life.
certain things when it comes to math, but that, yeah, I can't
It
do
would
that
be a whole
right
lot less than a third of your life.
now.
Instead of 30
Yeah,
whole years you sleeping away, I can't. When you put that in that kind of perspective, that you would sleep day and night for 30 whole years of your life, that seems like
yeah.
such a waste. Such a
It
waste.
does. It does because there's so much out there. There's so much out there that we could be doing and just enjoying our family, friends, and our activities and all that stuff.
Now, let me ask you another question because a lot of people ask me about this. If there's one thing I can tell you my dad taught me to do when I was very young, it's be self-entertaining, self-sufficient, and to be at peace with myself. Okay?
Right.
So I can sit here. Mr. Ronnie, he drives a truck and he leaves on Sunday. He doesn't come back till usually Thursday. Every now and then he gets back Wednesday night, but most of the time it's Thursday afternoon. But I sit here in my house all alone most of the time. Now, Sissy will come over occasionally, but I'm saying 80-90% of the time I'm here by myself with Ruger. But I sit here in this house with no TV, no music, no No entertainment at all. Just
I know
me
how the
entertaining.
fuck you do that shit.
You don't?
No, because I have to have, if I'm at home, I have to have the TV running in the background. And it's never a new show unless I want to actually watch TV, but I might put on like an old Dateline or 2020 or, just an old comical show or so. I have to have that in the background.
It drives me nuts.
Because if not, then I'll be focusing on Jason not taking the fucking trash out.
I don't blame you. I tell you, Jason. No, I can't stand that. I gotta have total silence. I like
Your
total.
ears don't ring.
Uh.
If I'm in complete silence, it's not bad and it's not loud, but I hear that fuzz or whatever it is you hear. Like I can hear just like the faint, tiniest ring. Me, like I don't know how to describe it. So
Have you
that's one
have you ever
reason too.
tried to answer it and say hello?
Yeah, and them bitches they hang up. I think they just fucking with me. But that's one of the reasons I can't be in complete silence and I don't like it. But I don't like to be in complete silence because then I start getting into my thoughts.
Yeah.
And I don't like that because I'm a happy, bubbly person.
Uh huh.
And when I say I get into my thoughts, for me, it's death. It's thinking of family members that are going to be passing away, how they're going to go, how I'm going to go. Then I'm thinking about, oh my God, when JoJo goes to college, what if something happen? Like, those are the thoughts that I go to when it's complete silence. And
Really?
I can't, yeah,
But
because
see, I
I'm
think that's
that
where my
afraid of
dad.
death.
Right, and I think that's where my dad taught me to be at peace. Like, in other words, don't torment yourself. We all have demons. I think we all have
Yeah,
demons in our head and
I
all
think
bad
so
thoughts,
too.
blah blah blah. But I'm real good about quickly. I do keep my if I'm sitting in silence, I keep my mind busy. I'm on my
Right.
iPad playing, or I've got a word search book out, or
Well, now, yeah, when I'm doing that, I'm good with my thoughts.
yeah.
Yeah, it's, if I've got some type of noise, I don't get the ear thing.
Hmm.
But if I'm like sitting, because there'll be times where I'll have the TV on and I won't have nothing playing. I'm just all up in my game. Or me and use Jungle Gym, and then I'll look up and I'm like, oh, I ain't got nothing on the TV. And I'll sit there for an hour or 2 hours playing, and then I'll put it on. But complete silence and nothing going on, that's scary. That's
Mm-mm.
scary for
My
me.
TV don't turn on. I mean, unless you tell me something to watch, or every once in a while I get a hair up my ass to say, "Well, let me check and see what's on Netflix," and I'll find myself in a
Yeah.
movie.
And
You know.
yeah, it's either a movie or a good documentary that you tell me about, and then a lot of times we'll podcast about it.
Yeah, but too, I can't stand watching series, and it's not because I'm not interested. It's because I
Oh,
get so
really?
interested, I binge watch it, and then I feel like I'll sit here and it'll be like all day long binge watching a series, and then I'll feel like my whole fucking day's wasted.
I do a lot of my binge watching. I mean, I'll binge watch at home, but I do a lot of my binge watching at work. Like yesterday, I was looking for something to watch, and you've probably heard of. You ever heard of the show Seventh Heaven?
Yeah, but I ain't
It's
never
a
seen it.
old, yeah. I ain't never seen it either. It's an old show, and it's about this couple. The husband's a priest. They got 5 kids. It's one of those heartfelt, warm, shows or whatever. And each episode is an hour long. And
Yeah.
there's 11 seasons, and it come out in 1996. And I was like, I've always wanted to try watching Seventh Heaven. I love it. I absolutely love it. So I started it yesterday, and I've been watching it at work. Now, I watched it some when I got home last night before I fell asleep. So, like 5 episodes played that I missed. But I'll do a lot of my binge watching when it comes to stuff like that at work because I'm here for so long. I'm here for 11 hours.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
the way I do with a lot of shows. It's like King of Queens. I never started watching it until it was either off air or almost off air.
Yeah, there's a lot of shows I do that with. My younger days, of course, when we were watching TV, there'd be shows that we would finish. But I ain't gonna lie, I'd say probably about a good 80%
Hmm.
of shows that I've watched, like Who's the Boss? I don't remember seeing that or Growing Pains end. And so I completed them as I got older because those were
Yeah.
two of my favorite shows growing up.
Yeah. Me too. Me too. That's cool. But yep, that's me. We have terrible sleep schedules but I don't. But I just wonder, does anybody else, are they like that, or just because most people I talk to, they have to have a TV in the background. They have to have background
Yeah.
noise, and
I
see
want to
that it.
know. Oh,
Go
no,
ahead.
you go ahead. Oh, you go
It
ahead.
actually irritates me. Like, in other words, if I hear a TV going and I'm not actually watching it, it
Uh,
irritates me. Like, even when Mr. Ronnie comes home and he's watching TV
really?
and I'm sitting in the living room and I'm not interested or watching it, I have to go to my room because it irritates me hearing it running.
Oh, I want to
Mhm.
know too, y'all. Like y'all put in the comments, you know, if you have to have background noise, and if you
Yeah.
don't, what are your random thoughts? Like,
Yeah.
what do you be thinking of if you're in just complete silence? So, do you be like me and you start thinking of like all the bad things and the scary things, or do you just not think at all and you just are just living your best life? You know, like I'd
Yeah.
be curious to know that.
I would too. I'd like to know that too. And we want to know your
Yeah.
sleep schedules.
Yeah,
I want to
let
know
us know
everybody's sleep
that.
schedules.
Are we the
I want
only
to see
ones
if
that are
there's
weird?
I want to see one person in the comment go, "Oh no, I sleep absolutely normal." But do you know, technically, and I didn't know this, but take it back in the day of farming, you know what I'm saying,
Uh-huh.
and people working on the farm. Do you know, have you ever heard the early to bed, early to rise? You're
Yeah.
actually supposed to go to bed when it gets dark and get up when the sun rises.
Yep.
So let's say, for instance, it gets dark at 7, 8 o'clock at night. You're supposed to be in the bed then. And technically, 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning when the sun
You
rises is
gotta
when you're
get
supposed to
up.
get out of bed.
Yep. That's why they wanted them to change the thing to the daylight savings time and
Yeah.
stuff. And all that. But I can guarantee you, like, if Tammy watches this, she would comment. She has to get like 7 to 8 hours of sleep. JoJo, good God, that young will go to bed at 7:47 and can sleep till like 9 o'clock. But of course,
The
with
next morning?
school,
The next morning?
yes, when
Oh,
she's in
wow.
school, she'll go to bed by 8. Sometimes she might stay up till 8:05 or 8:30 or 9 o'clock. But usually, I'm like, she's like, I'm going to bed. Good night. I love you. I'm like, it's 7:47. You're a
Hmm.
teenager, girl. I gotta have my beauty sleep. I gotta get me some sleep. And then for school, she'll get up at about 6 or 7. Usually, I
Uh-huh.
think at 7 she'll get up. So that's damn near like almost 12 hours of sleep that she gets. She gets a lot of sleep and is tired. And
Yeah.
is tired the whole entire day. I hear her always say, I'm tired. Oh, I'm so tired. Like I hear it about 10 times a day, and I'm like, you had 1,100 hours of sleep. You go to bed by 8 or 8 on the dot. You should not be tired.
Have you ever had her thyroid checked?
No, but like well, yeah, she's had blood work and stuff like that done. She's not anemic or anything, and I, I,
Yeah, but I
I
think
think
blood work don't normally check thyroid. That's a special
yeah,
test. Y'all have.
but
Oh, they do.
yeah, they checked hers and all that because I forgot why they checked that on her. I think it might have
Probably
been
because she's
because
sleeping so damn much.
yeah, but I think for her, and I've told her this. I'm like, I think you're sleeping too much,
Yeah, I
and
think
that's
that's
why
it.
you're tired. But then
Yeah.
if she don't get enough sleep, she's even more exhausted. Exhausted. I don't know. Maybe that's the Latino blood that runs in her, or the Greek blood. I'm not sure
Huh.
because that,
Well, I
that's
do
that's
think now
all.
I do tend to think that kids, young adults, if you're going to school and you're in that learning phase and your body's still changing and developing, I do think
Yeah.
kids need more sleep than we do.
Oh yeah. She's
Yeah, even
always
like
been like that though, where she goes to bed super early and sleeps for that long. I mean, and even on the weekends, me and you's been talking or whatever, and you be like, JoJo's going to bed. It's only 8:30.
yeah,
Like when I was a teenager, honey, I was up till 2, 3, 4, and 5 o'clock in the morning, or even wouldn't sleep on the
yeah,
phone with my besties, or doing a sleepover or something. Like I
yeah.
wasn't catching those Z's.
That's it. Me too. Well, y'all,
Yeah.
we hope you've enjoyed this podcast. We'd love to know your sleep schedule. We'd love to know, do you have to have background noise? Do you have to have something going?
Do you have to
But
have
make
8 hours
sure
of sleep?
That's right. Make sure you like, subscribe, hit the notification bell here on YouTube. If you have any questions, any concerns, any comments, any ideas for podcasts, then send us an email at bridgetandholly@gmail.com. Make sure you listen to us on any of your favorite podcast channels. And until next time, y'all, bye.
Bye bye.